Thank you for this invitation. It is with pleasure and honor that I can share with you that we call the KadileAtric Power Principle. It is a prescription for health, wealth, and freedom of movement for the hard to lose obese. It is a contrarian approach. So I might step some toes in this crowd, so I apologize in advance. As we all know, the standard conventional approach to weight loss is simply diet and exercise till your tongue hang out. And the result is very discouraging. Maybe you don't know this, but they call it a success if you lost a pound a week. Many of my patients calls me the Dr. House of weight loss. I have 25 years of experience in treating the hard to lose obese, lose up to 2 or 3 pounds every day without hunger, exercise, drug, or surgery. In my years of experience, there is a medical necessity that I'm going to share with you today, because this is a $167 billion industry, because the current treatment approach have not delivered the promise. In my experience, I learned obesity can be conquered. How to do that is to reframe obesity. And here is how the KadileAtric Power Principle reframe obesity. Obesity is not a matter of willpower. It is a matter of weight power. It is not a matter of calorie counting. It is a matter of inflammatory factor counting. The KadileAtric principle replaces willpower calorie counting with science. The truth is, weight has the power, and before you know it, it will take your life. Gentlemen, weight power creates diabetes type 2. Weight power creates heart failure, certain soft tissue cancer. It robs you of your energy, sap your libido, make your blood pressure soar. Weight power creates disability, freedom of movement, become longing and distant memory. Weight power shackle you in a living cage like a boa constrictor, slowly constricting your health, literally squeezing your life. Long before you will envy the dead. Day by day, cell by cell, organ by organ, system by system, this weight power is a monster. Pull and drag you on a spiraling path of unwellness. Left untamed, it will condemn you to seek 7 or 8 highly specialized team of doctors just to take care of the many complications. This picture is not very pretty. But don't despair. There is hope and promise. The KadileAtric power principle can tell the balance of power. In my years of experience, I have discovered how to crack the code, the unique ways in which the body and the weight it carries conspire to defeat weight loss. With clinical grade medical testing and treatment, body chemistry can be brought back to normal ranges. When all these systems are balanced, the efficiency are corrected, the hunger center in the brain and the satiety center in the gut channels are restored, hormones are put in harmony, weight loss happens fast without breaking a sweat, safely and dramatically. Your health will blossom, your medical expenses will shrink, and freedom of movement can be reclaimed. With that said, I humbly rest my case. Thank you. In your table, there are packets of information, and for those who are interested with your friends, neighbors, and loved ones, we offer this, in return to this opportunity, we offer a free screening and consultation. So I have a photo, video, digital frame here, a frame. If you have the time to see my result, we can show that to you. And also, I am open for questions. Thank you again.
I have a question.
Yes.
So you're not a proponent of diet or exercise?
I am a proponent of that. That is only for healthy people.
Diet and exercise.
When you are overweight and obese, the state of the University of Louisiana Nutritional Center have repeated study of this, that if you are not healthy, and if you want to lose weight through diet and exercise, it can be unproductive. And you can see that. That's why this problem has not been solved. Yes. You can go ahead, Judd. See, go ahead.
What's your position on the cow milk dairy products?
That's a good question, sir. Cow's milk and dairy products, especially if you use that as a formula for children, it has a lot of anti-nutritional content in it. Cow's milk is very hard to digest by humans. That's why cows have 5 stomachs. You only have 1. For a substitute, you're better if you drink goat's milk. Yeah. And again, goat's milk have 1 stomach. Yes.
I'm not just trying to promote Dr. Kadile, but I've had 2 patients that were headed for bariatric surgery, which is very expensive. There's a lot of risks involved, and neither one of them you wouldn't recognize either one of these people today. So, I mean, I've seen it actually work.
Thank you, Ken.
Yeah, a lot putting a big dent in my practice. I'm struggling over there. I need guys helping.
Yes.
How is obesity defined?
Obesity right now is internationally defined based on the so-called body mass index. That is a mathematical computation of your height and your measurement. Right.
What percentage of the population right now do you think is obese?
Very high. Very, very high. I would venture 60% or more, especially down south and the Midwest. Yeah. The thing that we need to be concerned is not the measure of body, but rather the weight power creating all this complication. Yes.
People are you encouraging to come see you? Are you looking at somebody who wants to lose 15 pounds, or is it more for somebody that's 60, 70, 100, 150, or if you want to go...
Those who wish to lose 10 or 15 pounds, we shut our door for those people because the fitness centers can handle those. And because I'm unique, I'm the only one right now who have stumbled into this principle. So we devote our time to the obese and extreme obese.
What's the physiology you're talking about here, Doc? How is the weight loss working?
How it work or?
What are you doing with people? I mean, I'm sure there's supplements, there's different things they have to do, increase their fiber, just generally, not to be...
Okay.
Yeah.
But we need to understand the background of why obesity has become pandemic. It is really an agri-congressional complicated problem. The food we eat is no longer real. It is modified. It is primarily raised for business, not for health. Remove the nutrient, especially essential fatty acid, to increase the shelf life of this food. Then here is, we feed our animals with grains. And here is the contrarian approach, based on the study of the Canadian and American Agricultural Institute. They discover that certain food have high inflammatory factor. That's what I'm talking about. That it's not a matter of calorie counting. It's a matter of inflammatory factor counting. You'll be surprised that if you want to lose fat, you have to eat fat. Here is why. Fat has a very low inflammatory factor. Chicken, which I used to prescribe before, have high inflammatory factor. All right? Now, the KadileAtric food pyramid is this: fatty fish, beef, pork, duck or geese, chicken and turkey is down below. Organ meat and young meat is very high in the inflammatory factor. Now, we are now feeding our beef, our pork, like chicken, grains. Why do farmers do that? They're smart. It makes this animal fat. And what are we eating? So, it's a very complicated dance of this complex obesity. Then we also give them hormone, insulin, to fatten them up. These are the food we're eating. So the KadileAtric power principle will look into this. So part of the program, that is what we call phase 1, exploration, discovery, and correcting. Then these different hormones can distort the production and the communication.
What are your thoughts on cholesterol as a risk factor?
It is not a risk factor. Cholesterol is a friend. Framingham have repeatedly studied the danger of cholesterol. They all come out not a problem. What is a problem is the triglyceride. That is what makes your blood thick and gooey. Cholesterol is a friend. It is a healing substance. Like fever, when you have infection, it goes up. When you have a problem, say for example, toxin, cholesterol goes up. Cholesterol is like a canoe. One end carries fat liver toxin. The other end carries water liver toxin. When it goes up, it tells us that there's toxin circulating in your system. That's why smokers have high levels of cholesterol. Now, without cholesterol, you and I will not be born. Because cholesterol is the grandmother of all sex hormones. That's why, again, the common side effects of cholesterol-lowering drugs sap your libido. So, come up with endorsing fish oil. Because fish oil will bring down your triglyceride. But be careful. Fish oil are not alike. They are the sewer of the sea. So you must get the real thing that is certified by the International Fish Oil Standard. Where
Fish versus krill.
krill is don't have a lot of EPA. Yeah. The best one, according to research, is sardine and anchovy, because these are not feeders of. That's right. These are smaller, right? Yes, sir.
Am I reading into what you're saying with regards to diets and foods? Are you a promoter or an advocate of organic foods as well as in your meat or free range?
I am a promoter of organic food. Yeah. We can see, like our patient, you see that. Phase 1, some of our patients lost 40 pounds in 2 months without caloric reduction, just simply cleaning up their cupboard and teaching them how to eat organic food. Yeah. And also, going back to this chicken issue and grains, it is their grains that really promote weight gain, not fish, not beef, because pork, they are protein. When we eat that, there is a hormone in the pancreas called glucagon that will balance the elevation of insulin hormone. Insulin is a fattening hormone. That was good during the time where we have to get out and run after the animal we eat. Now, we don't do that. It's just a 3-step away to the refrigerator. We have food. And we are hardwired to feel hungry in the presence of food. So over time, this gets complicated. So our job is to restore that channel between the hunger center and the satiety center in the gut. Yeah.
So, are you a proponent then of being aware of the glycemic index of your intake?
Absolutely. High glycemic index is a no-no for general health. You don't have to be obese to avoid that. It has to be the low glycemic index. Okay? Fruit is good, but there are certain fruit that when your balance is tilted, that it becomes poison to you. So ideally, if you are already having a weight issue, meaning no matter how much you diet and exercise, your weight continues to creep up, then you have tipped the balance. So the low glycemic fruit would be berries and Granny Smith apple, like that. Things that is not so juicy. Now, about grains, because we eat so much grain every day, I guess we have not evolved that fast yet for our gut to adapt to that. Then we also develop the so-called gluten intolerance.
Boost immediately available energy. So is it that we eat grain, or is it that we eat the wrong kinds of grains?
No. The expert now believe that, that's why I mentioned, that it's not a matter of calorie counting. Okay. It's a matter of the inflammatory factor counting. Grain will trigger the release of fattening hormone called insulin. That's the dynamic why grains promote weight gain. Yeah.
What your medical colleagues think of your program, and also how is the program covered under insurance?
My medical colleague, I've been hearing from my patients now that they are amazed of the result. I give you last week experience. They are not so impressed about size reduction because they don't respect people with weight problem. But when insulin-dependent obese person come back to their clinic telling them that I have to cut back on my insulin because I am having hypoglycemic effect. So they do this blood test. Now it's normal. Now this particular patient that I saw yesterday, this is what she said, quote, "My endocrinologist was so amazed. My insulin level has improved." And she also lost 40 pounds. So I've been hearing a feedback from my colleague about that. So I said, wow, if I help these people lose weight, and they lose weight every day, it becomes motivation. We don't even talk about diabetes anymore. We just talk about how many pounds you have lost yesterday. And then, as we conquer the monster, all this prescription drug you'll be taking will literally reduce.